What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I'm Sid the Nerdy Mark, and this is my review of Raw and SmackDown for this week. So, Raw does come to us from San Diego, California, and it begins with Kurt Angle and Constable Baron Corbin, and they're going to talk about the status of Brock Lesnar's contract and the multi-man match at Extreme Rules. This prompts Roman Reigns to come out. He says he wants to hear it for himself. Bobby Lashley interrupts. He says he wants to hear it face-to-face, and the two of them have a back and forth. Roman Reigns referencing Bobby's MMA career. Bobby was talking about how Brock Lesnar is tired of facing Roman all the time. They're talking about the multi-man match. Kurt Angle interjects and says that there is no multi-man match because of a snag in Brock Lesnar's contract. And then Roman challenges Bobby Lashley to a match, but before Bobby can respond, the Revival come out, challenge Roman and Bobby once again to a rematch, which Baron Corbin does book. Now, first thing I will say, Roman is getting a lot better on the mic. I'll give him that. He is playing a little bit more of a heelish character, which I like. That's definitely the direction he needs to be going. So please, WWE, go in this direction. Looks like we finally might be getting a Roman Reigns heel turn in the horizon. Fingers crossed we get that. This is our first match of the night. Roman and Bobby versus the Revival in a rematch from last week. This was a pretty fun match. I did enjoy it. It was good work by both teams. Yes, Roman Reigns can wrestle. I'm going to keep saying that as long as he keeps getting booed. However, he really didn't get booed that much in San Diego. I guess they like him here. And the whole story here is, of course, that Bobby and Roman are just not able to coexist as a team, and it does come back to bite them because at the end, in the ending sequence, Bobby Lashley is about to hit the spear on Dash Wilder, and he is about to win for his team, but Roman tags himself in a la Bobby Lashley last week. He tries to hit the Superman punch, which he gets in, but Dash Wilder grabs the tights for the roll-up, and it's an upset victory for the Revival. And Bobby Lashley sarcastically does a slow clap for Roman Reigns, and I love that. So it looks like we're getting into a feud between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley up next. This feud I'm actually excited for, so Nicolas Cage, you can sit this one out. We then got dueling promos between the Deleters of Worlds and the B Team. The B Team continue to mock Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, which they both do a fantastic job of, especially Bo Dallas as his brother Bray Wyatt. That was great stuff. But then this does lead to a match between Curtis Axel and Matt Hardy, and it was a pretty short match because of a fluke victory. Matt Hardy went for the superplex, but Curtis Axel did transition into a crossbody to win for the B Team, so their undefeated streak continues. We finally get Authors of Pain on our TV after what seems to be ages, and they have a small little squash match with a couple of local jobbers. They beat up on the jobbers, and then Titus Worldwide come out to make the save. So it looks like our first feud for AOP is Titus Worldwide. I'm personally fine with it as long as AOP stays on my TV. That's all I want to see. They could be feuding with the Ascension for all I care, and I would still watch it. Just keep putting them on TV and I'll be okay. Next, we did have the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss and her best friend Mickie James make their way into the ring. Alexa Bliss does address the Ronda Rousey suspension, which she of course applauds Kurt Angle for making such a great decision. She of course also talks about her opponent Nia Jax, who she continues to fat shame and call her a big bully, whatnot. And then this prompts Natalya to come out and say that there's only 23 more days until her best friend and training partner, that's important, comes back to Monday Night Raw. Honestly, I just want her to do this every week. Just every week have her come out and be like, there's only 16 more days left. Comes back next week, only 9 more days left until she comes back. I just want to see that. That would be pretty cool. When there's only 7 more days left, I would love for the child from the ring to call up Alexa Bliss and say, 7 days. Natalya does say that she wants to face Alexa Bliss tonight, and in her corner is Nia Jax, who is apparently babyface again, so fine. But this is a really good match. I did enjoy it, and it does end with Natalya hitting the sharpshooter onto Alexa Bliss, making her tap out, so this was good. I liked it. Earlier backstage, we did have Kurt Angle talking to Sasha Banks and Bayley, saying that this is their last chance to get along because they have a match against the Riot Squad with Ember Moon as their partner. Why is Kurt Angle interested in their friendship? The match does happen, and before the match happens, the Riot Squad go to Jinder Mahal's photo shoot, and break the photographer's camera. And Jinder Mahal just keeps going Shanti, 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 and talks in Punjabi for some reason. That was weird. The match does happen. The whole story here is that Bayley and Sasha just can't seem to get along, and this is apparently their last chance. The match does obviously end with Riot Squad being victorious. Ruby Riott does pin Sasha Banks for the victory. Bayley comes out and finally beats the living crap out of Sasha Banks. It only took ages to do this, and now you're finally doing it. Congratulations, WWE. You're finally giving the people what they want. Finally! This was cool. I liked it. This was great, this post-match beatdown. And Bayley does say a naughty word, so time out for you, young lady. This, of course, prompts Kurt Angle to say that both of them need to go to a counseling session. Why exactly? Pray do tell, Mr. Angle. The match was okay, but this post-match beatdown was really good. So if this is leading to a Bayley heel turn, I am all for it. We're supposed to be getting another rematch between No Way Jose and Mojo Rawley. Quite a bit of rematches this episode, and this was an interesting segment. No Way Jose comes out with his conga line. Mojo Rawley gets on the mic and he says, "There's absolutely no way I'm facing you." He makes fun of this guy named Todd, who gets a big pop and everybody chants for him. And he, of course, does beat up on No Way Jose and leaves like a detestable heel. So where do both characters go from here? Earlier on, we did have Finn Balor talking to Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin about being inserted into the Universal title picture. Baron Corbin continues to make fun of Finn Balor. Finn Balor makes fun of Baron Corbin because he looks like a waiter. And this, of course, prompts Braun Strowman to interrupt, and he says that he wants to be partners with Kevin Owens this week because he feels that he's been so hard on him. So what better way to prove that he's such a gentle giant by partnering up with Kevin Owens and helping him beat up some more people. Non-violence personified right here. We do have this match, Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin and Finn Balor. Pretty much the same match as last week, except with the teams kind of mixed up. I don't know what they're going to do next. Maybe they're going to have Balor and Owens team up to take on Corbin. And this was a good match. I enjoyed it. The story here being the chemistry or lack thereof between Baron Corbin and Finn Balor versus the ability to gel between Kevin and Braun. Kevin even goes and does the whole running tackle thing that Braun does after Braun prompts him. Kevin tries to do it on Baron, but Baron stops it. But the match does end when Finn and Baron, can't get on the same page. Their brawl spills to the outside, giving Kevin and Braun a count-out victory, which, of course, Kevin does try to shake Braun Strowman's hands, but he's only interested in giving him these hands. So Kevin Owens legs it and he goes towards his car, and Braun Strowman has tipped it over. So this is probably the feud that we're getting going into Extreme Rules, and I'm personally okay with it. And I'm guessing Finn Balor and Baron Corbin also is going to be a feud as well. So I'm personally fine with this. It is now time for our main event, Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship, a rematch from last week. And my goodness, what a way to end out Monday Night Raw. Fantastic match, phenomenal spots all around. I just loved everything about this. Drew McIntyre does try to get involved a little bit, but the referee ejects him from the ring. The match does end when Seth Rollins getting the roll-up on Dolph Ziggler. It looks like he's going to win, but Drew McIntyre comes back and pulls the referee out of the ring, goes in and beats up on Seth Rollins, giving Seth the DQ victory and helping Dolph retain. This does keep both superstars strong, so I'm excited for that. But Dolph and Drew do beat down on Seth, and who makes the save but Roman Reigns? He comes out and saves Seth Rollins, so it looks like we're getting a tag match for next week. Holla holla players. I'm excited to see this tag match. Every time Roman and Seth are working together, it's always a sight to see. So I'm excited for this. So SmackDown Live starts off with MizTV, and Miz's guests this time around are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers. And he asked them about last week. Why did they attack Daniel Bryan last week? And before they can answer, well, they refused to answer. So Miz kind of gives them a recap of what happened. He shows the clips of everything going on and of the Bludgeon Brothers attacking and him capitalizing on their attack and whatnot. This prompts Daniel Bryan to come out, and he says that he wants to challenge one of them for a match later on that night. Harper comes out and takes up the challenge. So we have Harper versus Daniel Bryan later on tonight. We then had Rusev versus Xavier Woods, and before they come out, Xavier Woods does blend some pancakes in a blender and drink it like a pre-workout or something. So that was kind of weird. This match was really good. I really enjoyed the chemistry between these two in the ring. Both are amazing workers, so I loved it. There's even a spot where Rusev is on the ropes and Big E has a big speech bubble that says ouch on it. I think they're getting speech bubbles over now, which is still cool. I'm okay with that. That would be funny. But the match does end when Xavier Woods is in the accolade and taps out, and happy Rusev Day because Rusev wins again. He then cuts a very fiery promo and says that he used Xavier Woods as an example of what he's going to do to AJ Styles at Extreme Rules. So Rusev is losing at Extreme Rules. Speaking of Rusev Day, we did have Lana and Naomi arguing about who's the better dancer, and then they are interrupted by the cast of the Netflix show Glow. Surprisingly, no Karma, which makes no sense to me. Yeah, this was an interesting segment and teases a potential tag team between Lana and Naomi, which I would love to see, because then they would be feeling the ravishing Glow, I guess. Good to see that WWE showing some love for Glow. Originally, we were supposed to have Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. However, Nakamura did have an encounter with a dog in the airport. He got bit by said dog. I don't know if he tried to low blow the dog or something. Shinsuke Nakamura is currently injured and is not medically cleared to wrestle just yet. I think he'll be back next week, hopefully. So speedy recovery, Nakamura. We need you to come back here and low blow every single superstar on SmackDown. With that being said, Jeff Hardy does issue an open challenge for said U.S. title. Who answers it but Eric Young of Sanity? These two actually were in this one company that doesn't exist. This is a good match. I really enjoyed it. But the match did end in a screwy finish with the Usos interfering and kind of getting retribution for being jumped last week. They, of course, put their hands on Eric Young, which does give Eric the DQ victory. Yet, Jeff Hardy still retains. So that was cool. And I thought we were going to keep them strong, but unfortunately, holla, we had a tag team match, a 6-man tag match, which Jeff Hardy and the Usos won. So the Usos and Jeff Hardy beat Sanity in their first match on the main roster. Next up, Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville, and this was another really good match. I really enjoyed it. I do think it was peculiar that Becky won via submission, though. She's a good wrestler, but Sonya Deville has an MMA background. Shouldn't she know how to get out of a submission move? I found that kind of peculiar that she tapped out to the disarm her. We are, I guess, giving Becky some momentum, which is good. That's what I like to see. Hopefully when Asuka does eventually take off the title from Carmella, Becky will be next in line to challenge her. And speaking of Asuka, we did have James Ellsworth coming out, and he was talking about how he wasn't ready for Asuka last week, but this week he's ready. He does a strip tease and calls Asuka out. Then he is interrupted by Paige here, and she says that Asuka is not here this week and that she will be facing Carmella for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. James Ellsworth thinks that she came out here also to ask him on a date, which Paige agrees. Ellsworth, this is Paige's boyfriend. I don't think you want to be messing around with her. But Paige does accept, and she says, how does next Tuesday sound? And James Ellsworth is all happy, and he says, absolutely, let's do it. But Paige does turn the tables on him and says that it's not going to be a date, it's going to be a match. You're going to have a match with Asuka herself, so we're going to get some intergender action next week. Haven't seen that in a while, so this should be interesting. It is now time for our main event, Daniel Bryan versus Harper. And this was a good match. I really did enjoy this. Daniel Bryan showing off his technical skill in the ring, doing his acrobatic stuff. Harper doing his powerhouse stuff along with some agility moves as well. The match does end properly. Well, not really properly, but the match does end when Daniel Bryan gets Harper on the yes lock. Rowan breaks it up, giving Bryan the DQ win. And they have a post-match beatdown on Daniel Bryan. Bludgeon Brothers beat up on Daniel Bryan after the match. And who makes the save? That's right, Mayor-elect Kane. Mayor-elect Kane celebrates by coming down, saving his former Team Hell No partner, and attacking the Bludgeon Brothers and destroying them. Team Hell No reunite, and this prompts
Paige
to come back out and interrupt, and she makes a match at Extreme Rules. Team Hell No versus the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. This could be very interesting. However, I am a little concerned about where Team Hell No goes from here and how will The Miz factor into all of this. I'm still waiting to figure that out, but hey, I mean, it was good to see Team Hell No back. It was cool, but let's see how much this really added any value to Daniel Bryan or Kane. So overall, I did think both shows were pretty good, even though I did enjoy Raw just a little bit more because I felt it was that much more entertaining. As far as highlights go for both shows, in Raw, I did enjoy the first segment with Roman Reigns and everything. The match was good, Revival versus Roman and Bobby Lashley, really telling that story about how they can't get along. The Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens stuff was good. The Bayley beating down on Sasha was amazing. I loved it, even though I'm kind of bummed out that they're going to have counseling now. Oh yeah, and then the main event, the Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. That was a really good match until Drew McIntyre kind of broke it up, which kind of sucked, but I can see this is to progress their storyline, so that's fine. As far as SmackDown is concerned, I did like the first match, Rusev versus Xavier Woods. I even liked MizTV as always. I think that's a given. And of course, the main event was cool. I loved the Harper versus Daniel Bryan. The match itself was really good. And of course, the post-match angle with Kane coming back and reuniting with his former Team Hell No partner and reforming Team Hell No once again. Congratulations, Kane, for becoming the mayor-elect of Knoxville. So those were my thoughts on Raw and SmackDown for this week. Let me know what you think about both shows in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media, and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.